Welcome to a new episode of Review Advent Calendar 2023. It's time to review Momochi's Yakouka. This is a song that is so messed up that I was not expecting someone would suggest, but actually there were two people suggesting it, so thank you very much. I'm saying messed up, but thank you very much for suggesting this song. Sky, Lin Will, and Max, because I want to talk about this song and how amazing the setting is, albeit how messed up the song is as a whole. So let's start and listen to this song. I forgot to say something. Please do listen to this song with headphones. Do listen to that not with a big speaker or not on a television, for example, because this song has 3D audio going on and you cannot notice that on big speakers or on a television. Toshiyuki Toyonaga singing here as Momochi has a lot of enka styling in here. Is being overly dramatic for the style of song that he is actually performing, which is odd. But there is more oddity to this song than just this dissonance between the singing style and the style of song that he actually is performing on top. First off, if you are someone that is sensitive to these types of things, trigger warning, this is a song about abuse in some way, mental or physical abuse. So if you do not feel comfortable about these topics, I reckon this is best for you to avoid this review altogether. Really. As much as I love Toshiyuki Toyonaga singing, this song is messed up to a really, really specific point that you are cuffed to a chair with your attacker basically hounding you, and it is not pleasant. So if you feel like this is not comfortable to you, you can exit this review and check some other, but avoid Momochi at all costs, because Momochi is really messed up in his head. Is a yandere type of character, and is really of that vibe that if he can't have you, he will mess you up good. And it's not pleasing. I understand why many people love him, because there are many people that love yandere people or characters, but this is really messed up. The concept in this song is messed up. You have going around you a sort of a drum and bass beat that is really, really fast but circling you. You are in this setting. I feel like it, at least when I listened to this song for the very first time, and believe me, I have never experienced something like this. It feels like you are in a damp cave or a damp parking lot. There's no one around. It's echoing like crazy, and you were basically caught, put on a chair, and you have to sit through the performance as Momochi is addressing you and addressing the situation in a kind of a passive-aggressive way. The way Toshiyuki Toyonaga is singing is remarkable. Yet again, the concept that he has to pull off, the personality that he has to pull off in here, is actually doing that for 7 years. And is actually polished that to the point that I still to this day cannot listen to any of the drama CDs by Momochi, because I get creeped out by his performance, which is kudos to Toshiyuki Toyonaga, but the character is really truly messed up. But he's actually hounding you in here, and you are with no help whatsoever around you, and Momochi is addressing you. You can feel that from those distant longing guitars there is a lot of echo. It's a lot of reverb going on in there to give you a sense that everything is far away from you, and even if you wanted to call for help, there's no help. Notice the vocal circling you as he is going around you. And things turn around for the other side. So how can I explain Momochi without being too offensive? It's tricky. Momochi is messed up, in case you haven't noticed. He's violent and passive-aggressive, and he does have mood swings in which he's really bubbly and sweet on the outside, but he's so messed up on the inside, so dark, so twisted, so I feel like he's mentally ill by this point, that he thinks that you should belong to him, and if you are not with him, then you will be trained or taught how to properly behave. Do take this with a grain of salt. The Dear Vocalist franchise is amazing. Don't let Momochi serve as the reason why you do not check it. This is the dark side. He's whispering here, he's whispering there, and the voice is so on top of you that it feels like he's intimidating you. I do love the guitars in here. Those guitars give that 80s dirty vibe from the hair metal days. I do love. They aren't shredding, but they are delivering really awesome melodies in there. But then again, you notice that and this is really noticeable in Momochi's songs, is that he doesn't follow a specific music genre. And that's because he's considered really versatile as a singer, a genius in some way. And Veronica, the band he fronts, is actually an eclectic type of band. They do a little bit of everything because they have a singer that can do a little bit of everything. And truly, if you are talking about male seiyuu that can do a little bit of everything and do it really well, who are you going to bring? Toshiyuki Toyonaga. So it fits like a glove in the concept, it fits like a glove in this type of character, which is weird, and it can really make your skin crawl with the way he is performing, especially when he is closer. In this case, in the chorus, he is not that close, but when the chorus ends, usually you have a moment of silence, of intimidation. It's interesting, I should say. Ooh, just listen to that bass line going on your left ear and the drums going on your right ear. You have now the band around you. So now the setting is no longer empty. There's someone else observing. Now the vocals are on your left and the drums continue on your right. The snare in these drums is so massive. It is hard hitting, and I do love how it is so violent, albeit is so slow paced. At the same time, the guitars are really so intense, but yet again they aren't really shredding, so it feels weird. It feels really passive aggressive, this whole song. This is messed up. In a way, what Momochi wants to tell you is that although you are a beautiful flower that everyone can smell and everyone can touch, he can go there, pluck you, and mess you up for good. It shows how fragile you are in this situation, and it shows as well how messed up Momochi is, because he is really messed up. As always, I do a trigger warning with Momochi because Momochi is a unique character that fits really well within what Rejet usually likes to test. They like to test concepts from psychology, and that usually works really well if you check the success that they had with some projects. A good example of that being the Dear Vocalist franchise, and then also, for example, the Diabolic Lovers franchise. Although they are not about the music, they do have music, they test or reject tests in there some concepts from psychology and some problems or issues that, well, will tell a lot about yourself and will tell a lot about the characters, especially in the way you interact with them and they interact with you. In here, Momochi certainly has a problem. First off, I usually tend to say that when Momochi is around, you usually have 911 on speed dial, because he sounds like a lunatic at times, and despite his beautiful, delicate facade, he actually is so dark and violent inside that when that mask comes off, that's what you get here in the chorus. He is messed up. Period in there. He has a really messed up relationship with his girlfriend, yes. In this case, if you are listening to the drama CDs, that girlfriend or boyfriend or significant other is you. He has a really weird relationship with you, the listener, and he has been the only character so far in the Dear Vocalist franchise that hasn't improved in the way they approach and treat their significant other, as well as how they approach their career, their band mates, and everything else. Momochi is the only one that hasn't changed. He's the only one that continues to be this violent and this such a trigger warning type of character. Not to say that this project is not good, it is unbelievably good. It's a big reason why I love Dear Vocalist. It's that all characters are pretty unique. They basically share nothing among them, besides the fact that they are all signed to the same music label, and they are almost all performing rock music, but when it comes to the personalities of each character and the stories that you live with each character, those are completely different, and those end up shaping the songs in completely different ways, in the way that you actually can't compare music between artists within this franchise. Then you have the rich storytelling and the good or intricate way in which the characters' personalities and emotions are portrayed by the actors. Dear Vocalist has a really stellar lineup, so I do love it a whole lot as well because of that. And they are all artists that can convey a wide array of emotions. They can go from psychotic here to passive aggressive to loving, caring, to someone that they are portraying. By the end of the day, all the characters in Dear Vocalist are broken in some way, and you arrive as a significant other to shift things around for them, to give them a brighter light, to show them a different way, to make them more sensible to certain things. The thing is, with Momochi, that doesn't happen. Momochi is really one to not change his ways. And that's why I usually do a trigger warning. He does have he does have some of the best songs in the franchise, but usually I do not recommend listening to the drama CDs because those are trigger warning yet again. The song didn't have any or much of the story going on in there, but it was enough for you to understand that you were in a position that you didn't have the upper hand. You were there to your own devices, and you couldn't really move an inch because Momochi was there controlling you. That's messed up, but that's who Momochi is. And I still hope that the franchise can return, because Dear Vocalist was basically nowhere to be found in 2023. I do hope the franchise returns and that we can start seeing Momochi improve, improve, and treat whatever thing is messing up his mind and the way that he treats other people, because this is really messed up. But still, put aside that, this is a really good song. It has 3D audio panning, which is really awesome. If you are listening to this song with headphones, you are going to experience and be basically taken to that scene. You are experiencing it firsthand, almost like you were listening to the song as if it was created with a dummy head mic in mind, with you being on that specific center place as everything was unfolding around you. So this is really an awesome thing that, in this case, Ron created, because he is the composer for the music, all the music in Dear Vocalist. He created these and he fleshed out that sense of dread and powerlessness that you have in this song. You can feel that. You can feel that Momochi wants to control and that he is not in the right place in his mind to do so, but he still thinks that he can and will do so. So it is a joint effort of an awesome performance by Toshiyuki Toyonaga. He's really, really good in these types of characters. And Ron for fleshing out that through the composition, as well as for the whole storytelling that is behind Momochi. It is 7 years of story unfolding. The character hasn't changed much, and he still creeps me out a little bit, but still, if you are looking for a different style of performance and do not have a problem listening to certain situations or themes in the context of a drama CD, by all means I do welcome you to check those. But if you feel a bit freaked out by that or weirded out by that, stick to the music, because the music is really, really good in this franchise. Thankfully, on streaming platforms you only have the music, so do stick with the music because it's the best you can do to avoid all of that mess that is to handle Momochi. Of course, this was a song that was really requested. I was not expecting this to end up happening, so Skylin, Will, and Max, you were really messed up in your choice, but I do appreciate you for doing that, because this is a song that most people will avoid listening, and that's because of the whole concept behind it. But I feel that this is a song that if you explain what is the rationale behind it, people can understand why this song is really good. First, for the setting, that is really well fleshed out. It is vivid. And then for the performance that Toshiyuki Toyonaga is delivering here, it is really one of a kind. But the concept itself, or the story itself behind this song, is messed up. I believe there are not a lot of people that are fans of the Dear Vocalist franchise, so it is really good to find people that actually enjoy music in this franchise. And even if you do not enjoy music in this franchise and are just fans of Toshiyuki Toyonaga, it's good to see some love for Toyonaga in here, more than just one song. Actually, several people recommending several songs by Momochi, which is crazy. No other vocalist in the Dear Vocalist franchise was recommended this year, which is odd. But then again, in 2023, no artist in, or no vocalist in the Dear Vocalist franchise was active. So when I said that your suggestion, Skylin, Will, and Max, was messed up, and you guys were messed up, I was saying this with care, because you guys actually picked a song that I want to talk about, and that I talked extensively in review, because I felt that it needed explaining. Some people will come across it and find it incredibly weird, so it is good that I actually got to do that twice, in written review and here on video. So thank you very much for suggesting the song. Thank you very much to everyone for watching this episode until the end. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. If you, in the meantime, you want to watch more reviews, you have a playlist linked in this episode in which you have all the episodes of the Review Advent Calendar series. Thank you very much. In which you have all the songs I reviewed so far in the Review Advent Calendar series, which is 3 years old this year. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.